What is sexual polarity? And why is it important for satisfying relationships?
So glad you asked me that. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that one. So I just want to be careful when I talk about sexual polarity because, again, I'm talking about the masculine and the feminine in the bigger sense of the word. So this sexual polarity applies whether you're straight, gay, bi, transgender, or whatever your sexual preference or orientation is. For sex to be really juicy, it requires polarity. One person is the penetrator, and one person is the willing receiver of that penetration. One person has the go, and the other person has the flow. The masculine, in the bigger sense of the word, is the one that holds the energy for penetrating. When it is done well, I don't know very many people who are doing it well, but when it is done well, the masculine brings such a depth of piercing presence, present moment awareness, and I'm going to use him because we're talking about the masculine, brings his focused, penetrating love at you so deeply that you cannot help but surrender open. And it's done right. It's not done purely, to have an ejaculation. It's not done just for his pleasure. It's done with such presence that you can't help but open, but in the meantime, he's so present that he can feel where it's not working for you, where it's a little off for you, where you're not, and he can be with you and stay present and help you open a little bit at a time. Does it sound hot or what? Yeah. Okay. And the feminine's job, and in this case, if the feminine is a woman, is to open yourself and trust and surrender. And when you do, it bursts a light in you that you bless the one who's doing the penetrating. And women who surrender their bodies and open to that light that rises forth in them can broadcast that as an offering to the rest of the world. And that's where real feminine gifting comes from. Not the I have to nurture my kids, or I even have to self-love myself. No, it's something that natural that comes out of you when you've been, excuse my friend, fucked open. That's what's left. Bliss and trust. And that's what gets offered. And your offering doesn't require effort. Doesn't require you doership on your part, because it's because it's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. So sexual polarity, so that's when, that's why women who've had lots of sexual experience will say they're attracted to the bad boy, because he can offer that kind of, some women, he can offer that kind of piercing sort of polarity. Maybe that's not the best example. Let me think of another one. My parents are 94 and 95 years old, and I'm pretty sure that up until they were in their late 80s, they had a very active and romantic sex life. Now, it was because they had sexual polarity. My father is very focused, worked, goal-oriented, achievement-oriented, very, very stereotypically masculine. And my mother was just all about just being his little shining light of whatever he wanted to do and however he wanted to do it, and he was the greatest, and she just worshiped him, and she loved us and cooked and did whatever and was very happy doing it. Those two energies are very different. Now, please hear me. I'm not saying we ought to go back to that in order for sex to be good. We don't have to do that. But I'm just giving that as an example. The reason that the sexual juiciness was there is because these are so different. That's what makes it hot. So that doesn't mean that today's woman has to turn into an idiot or a doormat. It just means that we're going to be challenged to open and find how to do that safely in a way that feels right to us. And can we do that in such a way that invites a masculine energy that has depth and integrity? Is this kind of making sense?
It is making sense. The thought that comes to my mind also is, can we do it in such a way that allows us to experience our authentic full power?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's why I say sex is such a good arena to notice, where we're holding back. Because I don't know about you, but for most of the women I talk to, and for me, I might be able to open well in the first 5 minutes, but he can do something weird with his leg or his foot, and then I'm thrown out of the whole thing. I want to smack him. So then what do I do with that? Do I suck it up? Do I smack him? What do I do? So that's when I hit my edge. What authentically do I bring to that? And how do I do it? And in the dance and the movement, you get to dance your irritation. You get to dance your whatever's in there, and it's okay. Because it's just energy that wants to come out. You're not doing it at anybody.
I think if you promote this as an opportunity to release and express your irritation, people will come.
I hope that there will be some workshops specifically around anger and collective women's anger, because I think it's a valuable thing that we get this out of our bodies, because if we don't, we either stuff it and make ourselves sick, or it comes out in either little nasty ways. It comes out as little jabs. It comes out as passive aggressive. It comes out in these other ways.